Frankston. Season 2024 is go. Here's Ollie Walker-Peel.
It'll be Angus Grant and Tom Downey in the ruck to start things here, and we're away in the seasons of Frankston and Williamstown. Downey, who was named in the State of Origin squad midway during the week, applies the tackle, and there'll be a ball up. He was one of the 50, of course, that were announced to represent the VFL in Adelaide, or potentially.
I'll be stunned if he's not in the 23 either. Best ruckman in the comp for mine.
You'd think so, as Frankston get the clearance out of the stoppage up towards half forward. Hit hard there was Noons as Williamstown looked to come the other way. Strong tackle applied by Tomo Owens, and that'll be a throw. So forward go Frankston from right half forward. Tomo Owens goes inside 50. Floating across the front was Naina, and that's a brilliant mark backing back from Finbar O'Dwyer.
He's the number one man now, isn't he, Finbar, with Marty Hoare and Oscar McDonald both back in the AFL. And he runs away from centre half back, drives it up to the wing looking for Gadsby and Ellison in the new number. Owens, the new Owens here at Frankston, has started well, and he saw that over the line. Of course, Kai having a season off State League footy, headed back to Mornington, just as brother Tomo decided to come down from Sandringham. So we'll see how he goes. He's a likely type. Plenty of size about him, isn't there, Tomo Owens? As Angus Grant in the ruck loses this one at the back to Downey. Hand pass over the top for Mitch Cox. Trying to run through there was Noons. Got it off to Minot, the captain. Gave it off nicely. O'Leary runs to 50. Beautiful kick across half forward. And the mark is taken by Nick Burke. And he has a chance to kick a goal with his first kick in red, white and black after crossing from Port Melbourne.
Yes, certainly, as mentioned, found opportunities hard to come by last year with the Borough. Only the 3 VFL games for him, but what a way to endear himself to his new fan base this would be.
Already played some games for Geelong, played one game for Geelong, 19 in a couple seasons at the Borough. He kicks from 45, and you heard the groan from the hill, from the pod, who was right behind that. He misses to the near side. First score of the season, a behind to the Dolphins. That is in this game, of course, earlier today. Collingwood, 28-point winners over Sandringham at Moorabbin.
With Jake Greiser at fullback, Williamstown veteran. Sends it long towards the defensive side of the wing. Corey Ellison floating in front and taking a wonderful mark. He will chip laterally for Riley Stoddart, one of the former Dolphins, back at Frankston Park, as you mentioned. Back out wide as it's chipped forward by Parks. And that'll be out of bounds on the full, so a cheap turnover from the Seagulls, and Frankston have got a chance to move forward. That wasn't a great kick. Intercepting it in the road was the former AFL and VFL Blue in Luke Parks.
Well done there, Luke Parks. He's made a couple of mistakes already, been pinged holding the ball, kicked one out on the full. So he had to respond, and that's a good way to do it for the Swans Academy graduate. As the ball came back in, Grant got to the front spot and won it down. Minot tries to track his way through. He got wrapped up. Really nice tackle there from, well, I thought it was a nice tackle from Phil Pott, but the umpire decided it was in the back. So Minot with the free kick, about 60 metres out from goal. Spearing ball is spot on to Johnson. What an outstanding kick that was by Trent Minot. And we know when he's on Johnson, he can kick a long way. He's decided to pass on this occasion, and courage there shown. And yeah, it was courage for Williamstown. I think was that Parks back there again. And then stupidity from the Dolphins to give away 50. And that was Josh Butland, who needs to be smarter than that.
As Williamstown looked for the crossfield switch towards the broadcast side wing. It's found Riley Stoddart, who's getting busy on his return to Kinetic Stadium. Played 14 VFL games for the Dolphins last year and loads his new team inside 50. High ball, no mark. Barlow is playing in front. Eventually got there, got the handball away to Frankston's new number 15 in Tyson Milne. Up towards half-back, Naina looking to do the crumbing work and did it well. Couldn't get by the brick wall in Cam Paulson, as Frankston somehow managed to keep it. George Gray in his first outing in Frankston colours was run down. Ball stays alive. Strong tackle from Cam Paulson again as Frankston clear off half-back.
And it was Quirk who sent it to half-forward, spinning through the traffic as Noah Gown, another recruit from Sandringham. Fed it off to Butland, out to Noons. Sells the dummy around Parks beautifully. Brings it inboard. The kick not so good. Taken away by Williamstown. Gadsby hacks it off the ground. Sends it to half-forward. Williams has the sit. And will mark safely for the Dolphins. Just behind centre, Max Williams. playing his 48th game tonight. Sends it to half forward. No mark taken there by Parks. Front and centre is Tomo Owens. Around onto the right boot. Sends it long towards goal. Back with the flight, O'Dwyer, picking up where he left off in 2023.
O'Dwyer chipping short for Fordham. Looks to move it up towards half back, and it was able to work as in closing was Jackson Voss. Again, Williamstown turn it over out of bounds on the full. A couple of times that's happened early.
The narrow ground can catch you out if you're not used to it here.
Certainly can. Chipping ball for Quirk, who marked overheads. Here's Tomo Owens in a bit of space. We'll take the mark and we'll look to propel Frankston forward. Towards the lead was an ill-directed one, and that's out of bounds on the full. No, just pitched inside the line potentially. I was trying to get a view on the umpire, and my vision was blocked.
About a foot inside it was, so just a little bit of luck there for Tomo Owens because it wasn't the best of kicks. So a throw-in is right on the paint of 50 here for Frankston. An enterprising start. Grant, lovely tap down. Quirk on the outside of the boot. Inside 50. Parks spills the mark. Off the ground, Johnson can't get purchase on it, and it trickles over for a behind. The second one of the game to the Dolphins. They lead 2-0.
A couple of early behinds for the Dolphins. Nothing too clean from them, though, in that sense, as Greiser brings it back in from full-back. Not a great kick, and Frankston will be sending this one back in. Cavalry loads up inside 50. Long ball up towards the top of the square. Big pack forms, no mark. Minor over the top, won't be able to take it away.
It was big Angus Grant, it was, who started well as an undersized ruckman against one of the stars of the competition in Tom Downey.
Ball up at the top of the square. Grant going again. Downey couldn't get anything on it. It's because he was blocked out of the way. And the former Giant from the Giants will send this away for the Seagulls.
Tom Downey inside the defensive goal square, thumps it out towards the social rooms. It's going to come straight back in, hacked in there by Butland, but it's kicked it straight back to Downey. It's the best way to make up for a mistake. Get the footy back. And Big Tom sends it back again outside. Big fly over the top. The crowd loved that from the debutant Stainthorpe. Over the top it came, however, to Cousins. Great to see him back. Wonderful kick into the path there of Toner. Through to half forward he goes. Running hard, Petrick. Debutant for Williamstown. Second VFL game. Played one for Collingwood last year while at the Western Jets. And he is a likely type. He's a big boy. Is Jovan Petrick. Just 20 next month. He's going to kick with the crowd right behind him, giving him everything that they've got. Jovan Petrick kicked a goal on debut for the Magpies from 49.5 metres. Slams it into the post. Fair kick from there. But it is 2-1 on the scoreboard. Frankston lead.
George Gray, one of the other new Dolphins, the former VFL Premiership Demon. Take his measure and clear defensive 50. Up towards the wing. Big fly over the top, no mark. Extracting it is Williams. Looks for the handball short for Lockie Reedy, who couldn't get there. Does Frankston have it back out of side of the wing? Stabbing ball. Strong lead from Noah Gown. He takes the mark in front of the benches. Former Seagull himself is Noah Gown, who sends Frankston into attack. Great mark coming across the front from Luke Parks, who has been really strong early on. Looks for the 45. Decent ball inside as they look to get things going. That was a little bit lackadaisical, but found its way to Cousins. Handball back for Gadsby. And now Ebinger, broadcast side wing, will mark.
Wonderful to see him back last year, Nick Ebinger, after having a season off. Love to see him sit on someone's shoulders just like that. Ellison. Fantastic grab and a brilliant kick to boot. Inside 50. And the mark is taken by Corey Rich. And he could have the perfect welcome back to the VFL.
How good was that from Corey Ellison? Got the sit, took the mark, and it was a beautiful kick to Corey Rich, who is put in a perfect position straight out in front to try and steer this one through for the Seagulls.
6 games for Sandringham, 36 for Frankston, 22nd for Willie tonight. Played for Old Haileybury last year in the VAFA. Decided it was too soon to drop out of State League football, and from 30 metres out directly in front, he drives it home. And the first goal of season 24 for Williamstown goes to the returning Corey Rich.
He'll be one that they'll look to get back to their best. Corey Rich, of course, as you mentioned, spent the season out of the VFL last year. Led Williamstown's goal kicking in the abridged 2021 season with 12 goals, so clearly has the nous for the big sticks, and is a former Team of the Year member as well, so he's clearly got some talent, and I'm sure Justin Plapp and the team at DSV Stadium are buzzing to have him back in blue and gold. 93
VFL goals now, so he's closing in on the ton, turns 27 on Monday, so he'd be hoping for a good early birthday present here tonight.
Well, that's not a bad way to potentially start the celebrations. Of course, a goal means nothing if you can't win, but it's a nice one individually early on. Again, it will be...
Love the drums going here too, as well as the trumpets.
Grant and Downey to renew hostilities. Downey strong over the top. Handball out wide came from Cousins. Looking to get to work there was Riley Collier-Dawkins, the former AFL Tiger. It's turned over. Spinning around was Lockie Reedy. He goes on as the umpires are happy to let them play. Not there though, that'll be a high contact free kick going the way of Williamstown. They will get things going almost immediately. Kick inside 50 wasn't the best. Tane Barlow dropped a sitter. Got the handball across. Turned over, here's Blake Coleman, who will chip it towards the edge of 50. That's a decent kick again for Corey Rich. You'd fancy wouldn't have a pop for goal here, but then again...
Would have had plenty of shots from here in his couple of years, 3 years with Frankston, I would have thought.
It's not all the way beyond him. Right on his distance, you'd think.
Yeah, might just challenge him. I think. Look at the goal square. Where's Tom Downey?
So Corey Rich already with one, shaping up to go for number two, just outside 50. Pops up towards the top of the square. Flyers come, spoiled away from Tomo Owens at ground level as it's chipped across again from Cousins, and that's a little bit too easy.
Well, the man on the mark wandered into the contest, and Rich just stayed out there. He gets another chance, and he is that 10 metres closer this time. So right to the goal line potentially this go.
So similar angle as the last one, but closer in. So chances improved here for the Seagulls number 3. Corey Rich, who was loved here once upon a time, sends it on its way. It'll go right to the line. Flyers come, and he'll be through for a behind.
Kicked it exactly the same distance, didn't he?
Yep.
10 metres in, 10 metres. So he was 11 short the first time, he was 1 short the second time. So Williamstown by a goal as we head towards the midpoint of the first quarter. Brought back into play by Gray. Made an impression here, made him a vice-captain straight away. Good tackle put on here by Gown. And the umpire says my ball. There are more than one former Seagull playing for the Dolphins. We'll work that one out for you at quarter time. As we see Cousins try to flick it out, but it got knocked away from him. Riley, dispossessed, trying to work his way through there was Josh Brown, the former West Coast Waffle player. Lost possession, great chase, and tackle is rewarded. It was well done by Paulson, the skipper. Brings it into the middle of the ground for Cousins. Underground with the kick by Triffett, almost missed his boot. Puts some pressure on his mate at half forward. Ball flicks up, stepping around Petrick. Sends a spearing ball inside 50. Over the back it goes. Numbers with the Dolphins. They should be able to come out of defence here. And they will through the agency of Tyson Milne. Not the best of kicks. This is where the numbers for Williamstown is. Drop back inside 50 by Fitzgerald. And floating across the front of the pack and taking a terrific mark for the Seagulls. And that is Jack Toner, who can shoot from 40 metres out.
Started this game really, really well as Jack Toner, as have a number of Williamstown players. But again, good entry from Joel Fitzgerald to find Jack Toner. Bit of dominance early on for Williamstown.
Started as a back pocket and really impressed in his first year at Williamstown. Then he missed the season with the knee in 22. Turned himself into a more than useful midfielder last year. And now he's a goal kicker. Sneaks it in You'd wonder why there was no one from the Dolphins on the line, but it was a nice kick nonetheless, and Toner gets the second for Williamstown. They're out by a couple.
It's poor game awareness, that. Great pick-up, Brendan. Wasn't too high on the goalpost, was it?
It may have cleared them anyway, but if your ruckman or your tallest defender is back there, he at least gives himself a chance.
Yeah.
But a nice kick, just squeezed it in, and well, Frankston for a little bit of early dominance didn't get anything on the board, and now find themselves a couple of goals behind to a more efficient opposition at this stage.
And against a team like Williamstown, where you go in as outsiders, you've got to give yourself a chance with the 1%ers, and Frankston didn't do that there. Trent Marotta now catapulted into the ruck for the Dolphins, and the new number 30 for him. Won it down against Downey, but it looks like Williamstown will get the clearance. Here's Fordham, who's done plenty of good work in the middle. Almost lost it, but got it to work. Good kick up towards half forward. It's with Mitch Cox, another former Frankston star.
Fair boost for him to get Ben Jolly's number.
Cox long towards the top of the square, and then Frankston on that occasion did have someone back. They'll be thinking where that was.
Max.
Not too long ago as Max Williams looks to play defensive 50. Can only kick it as far as Jack Toner, who can get Williamstown loading again. Coleman couldn't quite pull it down, and the Dolphins will hoof it away.
High ball out towards the wing. Oh, great use of the body by Greiser. Worked Butland under the football. Took a comfortable chest mark in the end. Just about every player is in front of him, though. So he sets it up and hopes someone can fly. Ellison is that man! Couldn't quite drag it down. Kick over the shoulder there came from McLaughlin. A safe mark in the last line of defence for the Seagulls. That was taken by Owens, who brought it across to the opposite back pocket. Out of defence comes Moran, the other debutant tonight for Frankston. Barlow, centering ball good, Gray. And he has done the kick-in duty so far. Played wing and half forward for the Demons. He's at half back here for Frankston. Goes short to Quirk. Solid inside mid is Seb Quirk, and they're just hanging on to the football. Here now is Frankston. Nunes back to Quirk. Sets it up towards full forward. The target was Johnson. Was he held? Umpire said no. Paulson dragged down. Good tackle. Came back out to Johnson. Liked the kick. And it's Noah Gown, in fact, who's banged it home for Frankston's first goal. Welcome to your new club, Noah Gown. And a very opportunistic finish there, but a wonderful goal.
Kick 25 for the Seagulls. Now has one against them. 25 in 21 games in his 2 seasons. Albeit, you'd maybe call it 1.5, wouldn't you, with the COVID interruption?
Pretty much, yeah, 20 around that mark. A couple of seasons of games. Tom Murphy, back from Somerville, played 3 games for Williamstown as well. So there is those couple there that are playing for Frankston, former Williamstown players.
A couple of handy players too,
yeah,
what it's worth.
They are delighted to have Tom Murphy back after a season at Somerville as well.
Back into the middle we go. And a good watch this. Marotta and Downey again. Downey won it down. Looking to get to work with Lockie Reedy. Shoulder the handball out for Marotta, who turns back on himself. Chipping ball forward. There's a couple of Frankston players nearly got in each other's way. Minot took it down as Frankston looked to work it inside 50. Long ball up towards Noah Gown. Fly came from the back, no mark. Ball at ground level. Fordham got himself up in a muddle. Handball back came to Minton Connell. It's cleared away outside defensive 50. Williams with a strong spoil. As the ball will go out to play.
Yeah, Jack Toner did well, but when he landed, he was around about the same position as Jack Higgins was last night.
Inside the boundary line?
Well, it was picked up on this occasion.
He was well inside, come on.
Well, he was, but his foot wasn't.
I will declare my biases.
Well, it's on the scoreboard, and that's all that matters. Big tackle put on Minot there by Cousins. The umpire said it was a sling. So Trent Minot will get the free kick. James Cousins, another one who had his 2023 season destroyed by injury. Great to see him back. Minot goes short. It's a little bit too short for the target. He's going to have to go and get it back. Lays a strong tackle on Collier Dawkins, but the Seagulls still get away through. That was Gadsby who got it across to Rich on the true centre wing position. Goes short, finds Paulson, who started this game well, sets it up to full forward. Ellison had the sit, too strong, just managed to work Smith out of the way, and Corey Ellison will shoot for goal number 3.
He's a player, isn't he, Corey Ellison? He was someone that I thought might get a mid-season draft chance last year. Wasn't quite lucky then, but if he keeps playing himself into form like this, I think AFL clubs could do a whole lot worse.
Yeah, 46 games, 38 goals, but he played half of those games at full back.
Yeah. So
capable at both ends, tall fella, great mark, and usually a very good kick. Goal umpire does not move. It's 3-1 in favour of the Seagulls.
How handy a start's that?
Yeah, they've got the tall forwards that are going to cause some headaches for a lot of teams this year. Max Williams and Josh Smith, of course, have their hands full tonight down back, especially with the absence of Joe Lloyd, who's not out there, who provides a great bit of support down in defence as that third man for the Dolphins.
So Williamstown, 3 of the opening 4 goals in the game. Got them from 3 different sources, which I'm sure Justin Plaff will be happy about. Downey won it down in the middle. Fordham couldn't quite take it cleanly. Minor, handball across for Lockie Reedy, who'll send Frankston back inside 50. Cromingwell down at ground level was Colby Nainer, up towards the top of the square. Chance of life for Frankston. Handball across was looking for Butland, didn't quite find him. The Seagulls get back on terms. And the players stop dead. There'll be a throw in from the forward pocket.
Excellent work there from Colby Nainer. The pick up at the bootlaces, he just couldn't quite find the space to have the shot on goal. But it takes a lot of skill to do that. The boundary throw in deep forward for Frankston. Downey won the tap. Trying to sweep through there was Tom Murphy, and was gathered for Williamstown, however, by Fordham, who then promptly kicked it out of bounds on the full. He looks a little bit nervous, Will Fordham, which you could not blame him for after playing 76 games for this club and then being drawn to come up against them first up. So the free kick goes to Jack Noons. He goes short and it just gets away from Butland. Good piece of defensive work from Joel Fitzgerald, who's come across from Essendon. He is a star, don't make any doubt about that. He's going to fill that Oscar McDonald role just as well as he's filled his Guernsey number 8.
Another boundary throw in. Grant into the ruck. Well in the contest. Strong tackle laid by Tom Murphy. So Frankston almost take it. Murphy did, then ran into a brick wall and was caught high. So Tom Murphy, back with the Dolphins, has a chance to kick his first goal in his second spell with the red, white and black. Kicked 7 in 17 during 2022.
Yep, also
with North Melbourne.
Also played for Willie and North Melbourne, had a season at West Adelaide as well. So plenty of experience at state league level. Needs to kick this though.
Tom Murphy on the angle. Distance absolutely won't trouble him. Moves in and has it. Tom Murphy gets one back for Frankston, and it's his first back at Kinetic Stadium. Frankston needing that one to break the run.
Yeah, lovely kick. Earned the free kick, had the set shot, and when you're playing one of the better teams in the competition, you just have to take your chances. Kicking the set shots is the absolute first of those goals at taking your chances. I'm not sure if I've used the right words. I've got a bit tongue twisted at the start of a new season, but a wonderful goal from Tom Murphy, and just what the doctor ordered for Frankston to keep them as close as they deserve to be, because they've played very well in the first 24 and a half minutes.
Got a textbook set shot as well, hasn't he?
Yeah. Run straight through the ball, kick straight through the ball. It never deviated. So slammed it down again. Grant doing a good job here, but not on this occasion. In fact, it is on this occasion because the non-officiating umpire says that Tom Downey put the arm around. Free kick, in fact, goes to Murphy, the goal kicker. Got it to is that Naina, who plays on in towards full forward. It was Quirk, in fact. O'Dwyer caught, got a hand pass away. Strong tackle put on by Naina that time. Boundary line saves the Seagulls. 20 plays 14. If they can get another one here, it would be no less than they deserve, Frankston.
Grant back into the ruck against Downey. Downey won it down. Frankston looked for the quick kick out of the congestion. They won't be getting one there. Wrapped up was Trent Minor. Throwing back up again. Looking to get to work was Noons. Didn't quite get to the ball, and Williamstown will look to move away. There's a whistle for another boundary throw-in as Williamstown had just stepped out of play.
Yeah, Cam Polson has had a brilliant start to the game, but unfortunately just out of space on that occasion. A lot of hamstring troubles last year. Grant at the back. Good hand pass came out for Williamstown by Triffett. And it's wrapped up again. The pod in full voice early doors here in season 2024. Downey thumps it down. Naina gathered, got it back. Spearing shot from Minot. Gets to the line, but the numbers are back there with Williamstown. Dangerous kick out of defence. That might be out of bounds on the full. No, right on the line, says the boundary umpire, who was Johnny on the spot.
I know I'm a mile away, but that looked out of bounds on the full from here.
It did for me, but it is on the curve, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one.
Yeah.
Could have just got a bit of paint. As it's a good pick up by Noons. High ball on the left. Numbers with Frankston. And the mark is taken by Jackson Voss, one of the vice captains, and he has got a big shoe on him. Man on the marks at 48. He can certainly kick this far. Only kicked 2 goals in his VFL career, however, spending most of his time deep in defence.
His last one was in round 3, 2022.
He's hooked this one, going for the extra distance, and hung it out to the right for a behind, which brings the margin back to 5.
Dwyer, chipping ball short. Williamstown will be told to go towards the social club side. Off hands, no mark. Tackle laid there by Noons. Got a boundary throw in, attacking side of the wing for Frankston.
Big late chance here again for the Seagulls.
Grant won it down. Looking to get rolling was the debutant in Josh Brown. And again, seeing the boundary throw in. Josh Brown coming across from West Coast, as you mentioned, led the team in disposals.
32 games in 2 seasons there.
Former Colts being F2 with East Fremantle.
Ball back into play. Downey takes it out of the ruck with strength this time. Hacks it to half forward. Ebinger drops the mark under pressure. Then went back and laid a big tackle on Voss. A little bit of afters on that one. Keep an eye on it. Flicking through here for the Dolphins is Murphy. Got the hand pass out. Quick kick to half forward. It's a little bit overcooked for Johnson. They've got the numbers out the back here. Can they get a clear kick away? They can't. It'll be hacked away there by Polson. Back up towards the wing. Unable to control it is Collier Dawkins. And that boundary umpire is very busy in this opening quarter, which is ticking towards 29.5 minutes with the Seagulls up by 5.
Safe to say he's earned his keep already. Call it a draw in the ruck. Fordham just about got a handball away. Coming in over the top For Frankston was Lockie Reedy. There's the quarter-time siren. Good quarter from both sides. Game.
Put his hand up, and Jack Bytel with 27. Ari Schoenmaker with 34 for Sandringham. Second quarter here. Here's Ollie Walker-Peel.
5-point lead is Williamstown as we start the second term. Grant won it down. Williamstown looking for the clearance. Minot held his opponent in Mitch Cox. A couple of one current Frankston player and one former Frankston player getting involved there. Chipping ball towards half forward, and it's a strong mark in front from George Gray, who's shown some nice signs early on. Up towards half forward. Burke able to take it. A bit of work there to get the handball free from Josh Brown. Now with Riley Stoddart, who looks for the kick into the middle of the ground and finds James Cousins.
Disposal number 9 for Cousins, leading the way for the Seagulls. Goes out to Luke Parks, who went further afield to Greiser. Right on the wing, Jake Greiser. What a great footballer he's been in over 100 VFL games. Puts the kick forward and finds Philpott. He'll swing around onto the right boot and thump it towards the 50, looking for Downey. Ellison came in as well, couldn't take the mark. Coleman at the back, quiet first quarter. Gray tries to clear it out of the scrum, almost a throw from Cox. Hand pass from Downey, back in board. Wonderful tackle, dispossessing. That was Philpott again, but it's been turned over by Minot, who won the free kick so well, but gave the football back. Greiser spears across the half-forward line, rarely wastes one. He finds Fitzgerald, goes short to the lead, and hits up his target in Ebinger, who can go back and shoot from 49 metres out. Just so precision, isn't he, Jake Greiser? And that's the difference. Greiser hits the target, Minot missed the target, and it's a shot at goal for Williamstown. So Nick Ebinger, lovely kick off the boot. Goal umpire doesn't have to move from the 50. Perfect start to the second quarter for Williamstown.
And just to pick up on that point, of course, if you were to be new to the VFL this year, and you were to say, have a look at the Williamstown list, watch the first quarter or whatever, and pick out the player who's played over 100 games at the level, you're looking straight at Jake Greiser.
Oh yeah, he's the experienced head, the old body. He's not even that old, Jake Greiser. He looks a lot older than the 28 that he is, but he's just such a calm influence and a wonderful user of the ball. And with 115 games under his belt now, Fordham with 128 at this level, and Tom Downey is the other one. For only 41 in the VFL, but played 84 in the NEFL before that. So they're the experienced guys bringing everyone else along for the ride as this bounce gets called back. We'll have a quick look at the numbers. James Cousins with 9, Toby Triffett 7, Will Fordham with 6, but looks a little bit off just at the moment, and Greiser with 6. For Frankston, Seb Quirk leads all comers with 11, Trent Minot with 9, George Gray and Jack Noons with 5.
Down by Grant. Over the top of it was Seb Quirk, who's been very busy. Hasn't released the ball there. Umpire heard on the side of leniency. Now Grant gets to work again. Grant won it down. Strong tackle from Cousins. That ball won't be coming out of there.
Close game in the Rebel VFLW season opener at Moorabbin. Southern Saints 2-0-12 leading Collingwood 1-4-10.
Strong clearance from Cousins up towards half forward, but he's not backing back. Tain Barlow, who will look to open the game up here. Trent Minot in a little bit of space. I'd take the contact from Cousins. It's spoiled down early as far as Lockie Riley. Will send Frankston inside 50. Johnson in acres of space takes the mark inside 50. So Matt Johnson, who led Frankston's goal kicking with 30 last season in just 16 VFL games, was dropped out of the side as well last season, which remains baffling even to this day.
Some decisions, well, they would know why on the inner sanctum.
Of course.
But we asked the question, especially when they kicked about 6-18 that night.
Formerly of Casey, Johnson gives it a ride. Hill likes it, and that's why. He's given that a fair roost as Matt Johnson And Frankston are back within one straight kick.
That's a wonderful kick from right on the 50. And the pod is in full voice for round one. They've been waiting for this for 6 months. Love coming down here.
Of course, we had the gala day down here recently.
Yeah, the standalone Saturday.
And Frankston, the fans were down strong and in full force for that.
Love them.
Shows.
With all due respect to Port Melbourne, who aren't far behind, these are the best fans in the VFL.
They keep turning up no matter whether Frankston are winning or losing. They're always there, and they absolutely fill that hill.
So, back in the centre. Big goal for Matt Johnson. Grant got there early. You're allowed to do that now that you're contesting the football. Great tackle by Quirk. He had forever to get rid of it, Collier Dawkins. Thought it should have been holding the ball. And they get away with one there, Williamstown, as Triffett was caught in the second tackle. It's supposed to be a 360. I reckon he went 1080.
You win a few Frankston fans with that information, Johnsy.
Yeah, well, you got to get out of here alive sometimes, don't you? No, we love you, Dolphins. Ball kicked towards half forward for Frankston. It'll be picked off. Very nice mark. And that hurt there. I reckon his head might have hit the ground, Luke Parks, or he's knocked a bit of the wind out of his sails. So we'll keep an eye on him back there as Ebbinger does something that I never thought I'd see Nick Ebbinger do and drop a chest mark. And we'll get a boundary throw in. About 60 metres around from the Dolphins' goal.
So Frankston starting the second term well, putting the pressure on. Grant will start from behind, then worked his way in front, did well. Fought him in and under, got the handball across. Involved there was Riley Stoddart. As Williamstown under the heat a little bit here, the switch kick should help things. And it's a great ball to Harry Minton O'Connell. If the surname rings a bell, his dad Simon played over 100 games at VFL, AFL level.
Very good full forward, Simon O'Connell.
Chip short for Joel Fitzgerald.
I think he kicked 70 in a team that won one game for the Swans.
305 in 112 in terms of goals. So that's not a bad return. Chipped up towards the wing. In best position, Grant. He uses his big frame to pull it down.
G'day if you're watching the young fella, Simon.
I'm sure he is if he's not here.
Loved you at the Swans a long time ago now, of course.
Of course, you were going to drop that one in.
Definitely.
As Grant sends it long, the Flyers come, no mark, getting to work at the back, Tomo Owens, who did well to get it to his advantage. The scrubbing kick was poor, bounced on the line, and the Seagulls able to mop up. That could have been a hairy one.
Yeah, they had the goalkeeper there, didn't they, Finn O'Dwyer. It almost missed his boot, and was lucky that the goalkeeper was there. Jump over the top with the spoil from Stainthorpe, who hasn't really done a lot in terms of disposals, but a really nice tackle, a good spoil there. That's the sort of stuff that a coach loves to see.
He's already a premiership winner as well, locally with Rowville. They won one last year in 2023. So congratulations to him playing his first game at VFL level.
Powerful local club, aren't they, the Hawks? As the hand pass came out to Murphy, who goes high towards half forward. Worked under the ball was Johnson, and the umpire said that was okay. Greiser goes short to O'Dwyer. Right on the back 50. It's stagnant up ahead of him. He decides to set it up down the line, put it on Tom Downey's head. The spoil came from Williams. Caught at the front there was Milne. Umpire says my ball, and it's great to see Tyson Milne going to get a regular game because he's a good young player, of course. Of course, another defender who is the son of a star forward at AFL level in Stevie Milne. As Triffett puts a good tackle on here to stop Quirk, who's been wonderful under the pack so far. Downey with the tap. Work towards the line there by Collier Dawkins. And Lockie Reid, he couldn't quite keep it in. It's out of play right in front of the broadcast position. Williamstown by 5 points. 9.5 gone in the second.
Downey. Socket on the volley by Quirk towards Naina. We went by Triffett to extract it. Getting the handball away on the up was Josh Brown. All the way back now with Riley Stoddart. Sent high up into the air. Frankston work it forward. Lovely pirouette once, then twice from Minton O'Connell to get away from the couple, or Minton O'Connell rather. It's sent up towards half forward. And it's a good hold up the ground by Brodie McLaughlin, who moves away just outside 50. Chipping ball, and there's Corey Ellison yet again.
Wonderful vision by McLaughlin. He's only had a couple of touches early. Again, he'd be nervous coming back here. Frankston would have been very confident of landing him when he was so unlucky to lose his spot after a Frosty Miller medal winning season at the Suns, but just spotted that out of the corner of his eye, Ellison, just sneaking away, and was able to put it on the outside of the boot. That was the class of a player fresh off an AFL list.
So the pass coming from a player who was unlucky to lose a spot on an AFL list, and it's now with a player who's unlucky perhaps not to be on one. Corey Ellison, right of centre, starts it right, comes back left, and he's got it. And I tell you what, the pod is strong in number, but the Williamstown fans that are in attendance are making their voices heard as well. They're opening up a slightly larger gap than the one that they had at quarter time. Corey Ellison is a multiple goal kicker tonight.
Yeah, nice kick. He weighted that well, didn't he? For a long time it looked like it was just going to miss, and just drew back inside the post beautifully. And yeah, the Seagull fans, they are very good as well.
There's a couple of seagull noises from down there. Someone impersonating a seagull as if we're down the road at the beach.
Specky might be here. I did see Flipper wandering around earlier. It's wonderful to see them get the mascots on the go here at VFL level. Triffett fumbled it, but then went back and got it when Minot left it behind. Missed it a second time. Trying to work his way through there was Reedy. Now Naina flipped it over the top. Good tackle put on Cousins. He was good enough to get the hand pass away. Collier Dawkins over his head. Clever tap by Gadsby. Greiser, you just know, will hit a target. And Ellison is absolutely cutting them up at the moment. Right on the wing, Corey Ellison. Kicked a couple of goals already. Sets it up around the boundary line. The fly came from the back. Williams, or was it Grant, knocked it to ground, and they saw it over the line about 50 metres around from the Williamstown goal. Quirk up to 13 disposals. James Cousins with 11. Tom Triffett with 10. Toby Triffett, I was right the first time.
Thrown in, half forward for Williamstown. Downey strong with a hit out towards Coleman. Had it taken away from him by Gray towards the boundary line. And over.
Good quality football for round one. Both these teams, I think, have played 3 practice matches, including one against each other a couple of weeks ago on this ground. So they're well versed in each other's game plans.
Downey again in the ruck, want it down. As the Williamstown Smalls look to get to work. Handball back for Coleman, who sends it high and well out of play.
Not finding much space at the moment, Blake Coleman.
He was very good here a couple of weeks ago in a practice match against Port Melbourne. Kicked a couple of early ones, so one that Seagulls fans can get excited about.
Yeah, probably unlucky not to get an AFL game for the Lions. He's got Quirk running with him at the moment, so he's got some work to do. Tyson Milne is wandering over to him now, and he also does not give much away. So right on half forward for Williamstown, the social club side of the ground. Downey picked up by Voss, under pressure from Collier Dawkins, who just corrals him back over the boundary line. We'll get it tossed back in again. Highly entertaining action here on a perfect Friday night in Frankston. I'm wearing a polo shirt at Frankston in a night game.
That's not something you'll be doing as we get further into winter, Jonty, I'll tell you that much.
Probably won't be doing it next week.
Not at all, as Williamstown look to work it forward. They get inside 50. Getting arched out of the way was Voss, and that's gone all the way through. Quality finish from Cam Paulson, was it?
Collier Dawkins.
Collier Dawkins.
Wonderful finish from Riley on the right boot.
That's his first as a Seagull.
Yeah, he's not known as a big goal kicker for a midfielder. 10 goals in 41 games at VFL level before tonight. Kicked 2 in 10 games for Woodville West Torrens last year. Having a season over in the Sandful. Decided to come back to Victoria this year. Seagulls won the battle for his signature. That was pretty much competition wide.
And why would it be when there's a player like Riley Collier-Dawkins available?
Exactly right. I did hear rumours that there were at least 2 other clubs that thought they were very close. So it was a tough call for him. He went for Williamstown, and he's got an early goal. Marotta into the ruck now. Tapped it down and went to no one in particular. Trying to work his way through traffic there was Cousins. Did it nicely. Marotta flicked it back through his legs. Beaten for it by Fordham, who then fumbled. Diving in was Josh Brown. He got dispossessed. Clearing kick from Naina goes to half forward. Knocked down there by Mitten Connell. Numbers again here with the Seagulls. O'Dwyer puts it out to the wing. It'll be a little bit too far. Backing back was Corey Rich. Now it'll be taken by Ollie Moran, one of the debutants. A fumble at the crucial stage there from Butland. Towards 50 it goes. Diving in is Cox. And the umpire will say my ball 49 metres out from Frankston's goal. They would love to get one back. It snuck out to a dangerous 17 points.
This time with a couple in a row. Naina fighting through. Kick was smothered. Outside of the boot effort from Tom Owens towards the top of the square. Held out of it was Gown, fairly according to the umpires. Cleared away only as far as Blake O'Leary. Will go one way, then the other. Twisting, turning, chipping ball short. Hangs it up on the head of Johnson, who pulls it down. How composed was that from Blake O'Leary?
Absolutely magnificent from O'Leary. He had 2 players corralling him, both taller than him, both made themselves big with the arms up. And he went left, he went right, he went left again. And then the dinky little kick weighted perfectly for Johnson, who still needed a good pair of hands to hang on. And, well, you'd back him from here based on what we've seen so far.
Hill got very excited when he kicked his opening one of the night. He'll back it up with another here. Matt Johnson. Of course he can. And the Can Hill roar will tell you everything. Matt Johnson, he's a fair goal kicker at this level, and he's got a couple tonight.
Yeah, he's averaging, well, he's up to 2 goals a game for this club now, isn't he? Just about 17 games, 32 goals. He'll be up to 2 if he manages another couple. Back to 11 points. They're hanging in there, Frankston. They're right with the Seagulls in general play. Just got to, as I said earlier, continue to take the chances, and there's nothing that says they can't stick with them here on their fortress. 11 points the margin as we tick towards time on of the second quarter. Downey, a lovely tap. Cousins takes off, has a bounce. Marotta tracked him down, made him kick on the left. Made the spoil at half back there. Moran picked up for the Dolphins. That was Murphy to Voss. Now through the centre, Minot. Lovely pass. Gown got rid of O'Dwyer on that occasion. Swung onto the right. Sets it back for the runners. Great work getting back there, Williamstown, but Johnson was a chance, couldn't pick it up cleanly. A hand pass out came from Greiser. He got it to a teammate charging out of defence. And that was well done by Fitzgerald. He saw it out of bounds right in front of our broadcast position. As I said, Joel Fitzgerald filling the role of Oscar McDonald. Minton Connell looks like he's trying to slot into that Marty Hoare intercept role. So we'll see how they go.
Downey again in front, strong as he always is in the ruck. Fordham extracting it again. It's found its way to Cousins, who fumbled, but was able to get the ball under his spell. Until he's getting something on the ball. Marotta towards half forward. Flyers will come, and taking a good mark backing back was Riley Stoddart, who sends it over to the far side wing. Coming across the front was Tom Owens, but couldn't affect things. And there's a few jumperies going on.
You're going to make a lot of friends doing it in that part of the ground. Collier Dawkins.
He's growing his way into this game. It's back with Riley Stoddart. Spearing ball in towards the middle of the ground as they keep it moving here to Williamstown. It's with Toner, who sends it to the lead. What a beautiful kick. sent it on a sixpence for Corey Ellison, who is marking everything, and it helps when you've got silver service like that.
And he's up to, that'll be mark number 6. All his disposals have been from marks, so it'll be 6 marks, 6 kicks, and, well, I wouldn't be game to back against him making it 3 goals.
He, like Matt Johnson, has 2. Corey Ellison played 20 games in 2021. For Casey, as Ellison sends it on its way, starts it right, does he fade it back? Not quite enough.
It actually got closer than I thought it did. It looked like it was way out to the right. An inaccurate kick on that occasion as Voss ran off full back, speared it into Gray, who had been doing the kick-in duties, back to Voss, who did the overlap and then kicked it poorly. Gave it up to Paulson, who kicks towards half forward, out to the wing. Free kick for holding going to Toner.
20 games in 22 rather than 21 for Corey Ellison and Casey.
Paulson wants it back. And then promptly kicks it out on the full again. So not so super. And it'll be a free kick to George Gray a second time. As you said, a Demons Premiership player alongside Corey Ellison in 2022 when they took all before them. The kick across half back, there was a hand in there from Petrick, but it still fell to the advantage of Murphy. Put it out into the path of O'Leary. Clever little tap back for Williams, but he couldn't break the tackle. The wonderful, wonderful tackle. And Noah Gadsby wins the free kick for Williamstown. Very lively player is Gadsby. Goes short, gets it to Ebbinger, who plays on and thumps it into the pocket. Caught out of the contest that time was Ellison, and it came out the back to Reedy, whose dump kick worked. Landed in the hands of Murphy. Went one way and then changed his mind and hooked back onto the right boot. Parks with the fist, knocked it away from Gown. Gathered here by Gadsby. He'll sweep the hand pass back to half back. And O'Dwyer's kick short was good. And the Seagulls, not on the outer side of the ground, can send it away through Parks. Long kick to the wing. Knocked down there by McLaughlin, who has been pretty quiet in this first half. And it'll be a throw in right in front of the social rooms. Around the grounds, VFLW 3/4 time. Southern Saints 3 straight goals. Collingwood 1-5-11.
Getting the ruck, looking down for Fordham, who eventually got there. Handball short went to Gadsby, who spears Williamstown into attack. No mark, ball at ground level. There's a dangerous one from Tyson Milne as Frankston look to get it away and won't be able to. Go back to go forward, now with Parks. And found O'Dwyer. Chips across for his number neighbour in Greiser. Now just in front of us with Josh Brown. Call to go. Speared it in board. Really poor kick. Chopped off by George Gray, who will get Frankston going immediately. Looks for Johnson. Finds Johnson. Was he caught by too late after the mark? Not according to the umpires, not according to Chauncey. Overkicked kick. It might still work for Frankston. Here's Quirk. Wheels onto the right boot. Sends it long. Was it over everyone? In any case, it's through the wrong side of the upright from the Dolphins' point of view for a behind.
Noon's just got a fingertip on it there, whether that was enough to send it offline or if it was going offline anyway. And behind is the result.
Dolphins fans are just all fooled.
Well, it wasn't much of a hand, so you'd allow them that one. O'Dwyer received from Greiser and went to Stoddart. Former Swan Blue and Dolphin, Riley Stoddart. Long kick on the left boot. Oh, massive leap from Stainthorpe. Wow. Couldn't quite drag it down. That would have been the highlight of the season in the second quarter of it.
We've seen some great marks here. That might have topped a lot of them.
He was almost as high as Jack Boyd that night a couple of years ago.
Goodness me, that would have been remarkable. Down he won it down again. Congestion as Minot clears away from the traffic, spearing ball towards half forward. Frankston will win out here, turning around Lockie Riley. Handball towards the boundary line. Some effort from there, but just wide. Came off the boot of Seb Quirk, who's been remarkably busy.
A couple of quick points for him, but wonderful nick in the first part of this game. Long ball from O'Dwyer, and a shepherding free kick's been found here. The crowd will not like that.
Either that or unrealistic attempt, take your pick, because there was a Dolphin who flew and got nowhere near it.
Big Tom with the ball. Downey goes long down the wing. Fly from the back again. Ball knocked to ground. Milne can't break clear. Cousins pinched it off the pack, tumbled it to half forward. Voss attacks the football, picked it up on the second bite. That allowed the cavalry to arrive for Williamstown. Minot with a wonderful hand pass. Was Gray caught high? Certainly was. And a free kick going to the Dolphins, and in fact it's Quirk once again. What a first half he's putting together. Nice stretch from Jack Nunes. In front of the crowd. Mid-season pick-up last year. Wonderful to see him stay around Murphy inboard. He'll thump it long and high inside 50. Where's the flyer? Oh, they didn't need one. But the mark was put down by Marotta. I think he was surprised that it got to him. Fitzgerald to Greiser, onto the right boot, thumps it back out to half back. And that's more like it from Ebinger.
Wheels away and sends it up towards half forward. Cox gets his man out of the way and does so illegally. McCanhill will like that.
And we did hear that that former Dolphin was one who might have got a little bit of a target on his back.
Philpott after the turnover, inboard for Triffitt. He then went further afield for Collier Dawkins. He's pulled off his kick. Call on regardless, and Blake O'Leary takes the mark just back of centre. Johnson. Oh, the side of the boot. Poor from Matt Johnson. Somehow getting a little bit lucky there for Williamstown was Cousins. Sends it inside 50, what a clunk. Great kick inside 50 from James Cousins. And when you see who's taken the mark, you'll not be too surprised as to who it is. Brodie McLaughlin. Another former Dolphin, there's plenty of them. Had 3 bags of 5 and 1 bag of 6 last season, and was good enough for 2 goals a game in his spell with the Dolphins, 24 in 12.
Just his third touch of the night, this.
Can he make it an effective one? Brodie McLaughlin sends it on its way, and that is as textbook as it gets. The reigning Frosty Miller medalist with his new club has another goal to his name in what is a glittering VFL CV. Brodie McLaughlin back doing what he does best.
55 goals last year for Brodie McLaughlin after the finals. That gives him 94 in his 45th game. So it was a slow burn, but it was the 2022 season for Frankston. He kicked 24 goals and looked really good. That earned him a pre-season, that earned him the spot on the list at Gold Coast. Surprised that he didn't manage to break into the AFL team. Even more surprised that he's not still there.
Even with
and
Chris
even
Burgess
more,
going as well.
Well, the Gold Coast VFL team has lost 196 goals out of their forward line.
Crazy.
How they're going to replace that, we'll find out later as the halftime siren sounds here at Kinetic Stadium with a kick forward by Trippett, and it is a 16-point ball.
Angus Grant.
Final score at RSEA Park. Southern Saints 4-1-25 have a win to start the season, beating Collingwood 2-5-17.
Grant wins that one down, only as far as Collier Dawkins, who was wrapped up by Murphy. Frankston looked to move it forward. Minot was caught. There'll be a ball up inside the centre square. Downey over Grant. Collier Dawkins looking to barge through. Ebinger got a tap on for Cox, then looked to help it onto himself. He went over, no free kick, according to the umpire. Bursting clear was Jackson Voss to work it out wide with a scrubby little ball, wasn't his best. Kick up towards the defensive side of the wing, and taking the mark there is Lockie Reedy.
So Reedy goes short, found his target. Inboard pass from Murphy. And a strong mark taken there in the front spot by Big Grant. He and Marotta have done a pretty good job so far. The overlap came from Gray. His kick inside 50 has been chopped off by the one-out big man for Williamstown in Tom Downey. The more mobile ones are trying to run him around, but he's just getting behind the ball well. He's kicked it back to Grant on this occasion, who cannot break the tackle. That was a ripper by Riley Collier Dawkins. Flicked out the back here now. Nice hand pass up from Minot. Quick kick goes towards half forward. Who's front and centre here? Riley. Greiser kept calm in the crisis. Gave it back to Parks, who went short and found Gadsby on the back flank.
So Williamstown's great Gadsby in the back pocket for the blue and gold. Just go down the line, work in the vicinity, has seen a lot of it. Barlow unable to rove, getting ahead of him was Paulson. And doing well there, Tane Barlow to win a holding the ball decision. Didn't get that one back on the full. There's been a whistle off play, and that one will be going downfield.
Yeah, hold there on, I think it's Big Noah who's got the free kick.
Certainly is, and Tane Barlow will have to relinquish possession. And I don't think he's too disappointed about that, given where the ball's gone. Noah Gown looking to assume the role as the Dolphins' new talisman up forward.
Bit of a scrimmage there, and the umpire found a hold just as Gown was trying to put the lead in. So quick to pay the free kick, and he's got to finish now.
Certainly does. He's got one on the night already, Noah Gown. And he now has two. Frankston getting an early one in this term as they close the gap to 10 points, and Noah Gown looking every bit the key forward they want him to be.
Yeah, quality finish that. You've just got to take all your chances.
And there's a grimace from Brendan as for those playing along at home. Computer case that he's getting the contents out of, and on the case there is some.
There's been a seagull a little bit too close.
There's some feces on your computer case, which you're not too happy about, but
and why
you're getting all your ducks in a row, trying to sort out your laptop and computer and whatnot.
I'm not going to be able to do it because what I'm looking for is not in there.
That doesn't help.
So we're stuffed on that on all counts there as Williamstown get the clearance towards half forward it goes. Trying to get there is Smith. Did a good job for Frankston. The hand pass will be intercepted though. Flicked back towards half forward now, running through, being pushed as he kicked it. There was McLaughlin. And back there is Moran, wrapped up in a nice tackle by Coleman, saved by the goal line. It'll be a rush behind to Williamstown.
Jackson Voss to bring it back in as Ben Cousins walking now with a trainer. The broadcast side ran around towards the benches. Meanwhile, Voss plays on, goes the far side. Grant nudged out of it by Tom Downey, who took the mark. His kick then was smothered by Angus Grant. There's Minor, stepped around Downey, who tried to fell him. Chipping ball inboard. Will work on the half volley for Lockie Reedy, who turned around. High ball, crunched as he went to claim Joel Fitzgerald. And he will get a free kick for Williamstown, the former VFL Bomber.
Fitzgerald it is, who goes towards half forward. There's a bit of tunnelling there, you'd have to say that, against Max Williams. Much to the chagrin of the crowd, that is a free kick every day of the week, and especially on Friday night. And it went to Petrick, who promptly gave it back, and they were happier. Barlow brought it across towards the broadcast side. Owens tapped it out to Moran, who tumbled the kick inboard. Colson lays a huge tackle. Collier Dawkins is brought down by Gray. Got a hand pass away in time. Look out. Gadsby receives from Paulson. This is dangerous. Toner flicked it over the top. Inboard McLaughlin, great vision. And it is Will Fordham with a chance to kick a goal against his old team.
Here we go. Canhill will be raucous if he kicks this, and
probably
not the way they usually are.
Yeah, probably not quite as energetic in his favour as they would have been for the last 5 or 6 years. Will Fordham from 45 metres out. He's done that plenty of times before. And look at him get to him. Welcome to Williamstown, Willie. And the Seagulls get some breathing space back again.
As you mentioned, he would have done that plenty of times here on this ground before. He had a quite storied career with the Dolphins. 76 games for Frankston after joining them for the 2018 season. 3-time Dolphins best and fairest, including last year. And the Geddes Graham medal.
That'll really steady the nerves.
And he did look a little bit nervy, which is rather uncharacteristic of someone like Will Fordham.
But quite understandable, given
Correct.
the history he's got at this ground. As we get a third recall of the game. They've been terrific so far tonight, the umpires, for the most part.
Triffett goes with the handball short for Fordham. Inside 50 to the lead! And Fordham, he looked nervous earlier on, he's not looking nervous now. Spears one to the chest of Corey Ellison.
It's amazing what a goal does for you. That was absolutely glorious from Will Fordham. And if Corey Ellison can get delivery like that all season, then he'll be challenging for Frosty.
He's got 2 already to start his 2024 Smithies VFL campaign. Looking for number 3. Playing locally for Cranbourne is Corey Ellison, who shoots for number 3 and has number 3. He's a super player, Corey Ellison. And Williamstown are opening up a buffer. They've got a 23-point lead on the hometown Dolphins. And Corey Ellison has been one of the catalysts in helping provide it.
Yeah, danger signs now for Frankston. They're brave and they're sticking with them as best as they can. Just the class is starting to come to the fore for the premiership chasing Seagulls, and I think they are right in the mix. Tip them to finish in the top 4. And this is a promising start so far, as Grant probably got the better of that one. Bumped off the football was Reedy. Fordham tried to go through, caught by Gray, didn't have the football. So here is the Fordham that we know plenty about. Can't get rid of it that quick. Fires it out wide to Stoddart. Won't that break a few hearts on the hill? Drives it inside 50. Kick off the ground is in danger by McLaughlin. And how about that? Fordham to Stoddart to McLaughlin just to make some hearts sink.
And Josh Smith is giving a few afters.
It is a free kick, of course, to Frankston, which will make them a bit happier.
And Josh Smith and Brodie McLaughlin were fair voicing their disagreements after that one had been given. Nothing doing there as the kick goes down the line from Voss. Flies across the front, no mark. Soccered for Lockie Riley, who shrugs off one. Handball in board too hot for Colby Naylor to handle. Here's Fordham again, whose increase on this game, or his influence on this game is increasing. Goes back for Jake Greiser, who will in turn chip it short. Closing there was Reedy. as Marotta was bumped as he tried to release the ball. He's down and is only now starting to move.
It was a massive hit from Max Philpott.
Now
just
the scrum
completely fair. I didn't see any head contact at all, although I will say I'm a fair way away.
It looked a bit late, which was the only thing that would say otherwise. Marotta now back to his feet, which is always good to see.
Fitzgerald's gone off a little bit sore as well after that skirmish, as Moran is wrapped up as soon as he got his hands on the football. And just a little bit of feeling creeping into this, and it wouldn't be a standalone showdown if there wasn't, would there? Downey with the tap. Trying to burrow his way through there was Quirk. Couldn't get there. Umpire will have to sort it out again. Here is Downey up against Grant. Downey slaps it to ground. Triffett, high contact, holding. Plenty going on here now. Naina and Triffett having a disagreement. Mitch Cox also involved. Free kick goes to Naina. And he will clear it from half back.
Colby Naina goes down the line. Was looking through for Milne in the end as Frankston looked forward. Handball across for Jack Noons. Right-footed ball up towards the pockets. And it works out for Butland, who takes the mark in the pocket.
They'd love to see him catch fire for 10 or 15 minutes. He is very capable of doing that. Been quiet so far tonight, but he can kick 3 or 4 goals in real quick succession.
Kicked 17 goals, 14 last year, was part of a local premiership in the MPNFL for Frankston YCW in 2022. Josh Butland, new to the number 8 this year. Sends the kick on its way, and it strikes the upright.
What do you think about what some people have suggested, in that if it does that and comes back into play, it's play on?
Not sure I'm a fan. Of course, it
would be a massive change.
It works in the game that I'm more used to, but
this is the only game where it isn't. And that's why we've got the best game in the world, because it's unique. Ball's in the hands, in defence of, is that Philpott, who goes short. Colson sells the dummy and steps around his man in Naina, runs his full measure, puts it up to the wing. Big fly from Grant, brought the footy to ground. Hand pass came through from McLaughlin. Triffett pinged. Well, didn't think he had the footy for long. He obviously didn't get rid of it properly on the other side of that contest. Georgie Gray with the free kick. Terrific player to watch is George. He goes short and finds Milne. Couple of key recruits there for Frankston combining. Up towards half forward. 2 big flyers. Noons burrows. Got down low. Didn't get down low enough to get a high tackle. It'll be tossed in the air about 35 metres out from the Dolphins' goal.
Strong tackle there from Harry Minson-Connell, playing only VFL game number 8. Getting it out of there, or at least trying to, was Collier Dawkins, turned over. Here's Blake O'Leary, feigns a kick, went one way then the other, sends it high. Butland's there again, can't mark. Roving there, Lockie Reedy, front and centre, that is top drawer from Frankston's number 2. If you're looking for a definition on how to rove, show them that video of Lockie Reedy, because that'll explain it. Wonderful stuff, back to 16 points.
I reckon we might see that be added to the highlights package around about Tuesday, Ollie.
And you know what?
Smithies.
I'd call that a Smithy snag. We've not had one tonight.
We've got one now.
We've not had one tonight, so we'll throw it in the ring. Of course, Smithies are back. Of course, as the naming rights sponsor of the VFL.
And it's an official award this year. Ollie, Smithy Snag of the Year is an official award. It was announced at the season launch last week.
They need a goal of the year or a Smithy Snag, of course. Every competition's got to have one.
Exactly. We need a mark of the year as well, so hopefully someone will come on with that. But Smithy's recommitting for another 3 years last week, and the Smithy Snag of the Year is now an official award. As a 666 warning is paid here against the Dolphins. And they still haven't gotten rid of that stupid rule. Just pay the free kick. It'll stop them real quick. As Marotta can't get it clear. Taken away by Cox. Thumps it inside 50. Got dumped after he got rid of it. And it's a downfield free kick. And a shot at goal coming. Is it Brodie McLaughlin? It certainly is. He's kicked the one goal, being quiet for the most part tonight. And it's the ex-Dolphins who are starting to make the Dolphins a little bit uneasy, although Frankston are hanging in bravely. Big kick this in the context of the game. 22 points versus 10 if Frankston get the next one. Brodie McLaughlin from 45 metres out. Goal umpire does not move. It's a wonderful finish from the Co-Frosty winner. And the breathing space returns to Williamstown. They're out by 22.
If we've said it once, we've said it however many times across this Smithies VFL off-season. How is Brodie McLaughlin not spending 2024 not playing a level higher?
Dumbfounded. Absolutely dumbfounded.
And of course,
as much as him losing the spot at Gold Coast was the fact that no one else picked him up.
Of course, we love the VFL and we love the players who then go on to a high level and make an impression, and we're a little bit tied to these players.
Definitely. There's a little bit of bias there because of where he's come from.
Brodie McLaughlin is some player, and Williamstown will be absolutely rapt to have him.
I'd say he'll be on a few radars.
Smith into the ruck for Frankston. Collier Dawkins got the handball away. Fordham did likewise. Petrick couldn't bend down enough to pick the ball up. Grapples for it. And Naina will get it away. High ball to the lead. And that one might be 50. It is.
Yeah, I think there was not much there that...
Jack Noon's the player who was fouled.
Yeah, there was not much there that Minton Connell could have done to get out of the way and not make contact. But he put his arms around him. And that was the no-no. That's why it was 50. If he just sort of stood his ground, because Noons lined him up and ran into him. But when he put his arms around him, that's where the 50-metre penalty comes from, because it's a deliberate action to hold him up.
Skirmish just breaking away off the play. Jack Noons, over 200 games experience at AFL level, straight in front. And answers straight back. The goals seesawing one way and the next here in this third term. And Frankston are keeping themselves involved here.
Well, an error by the Dolphins handed a goal to Williamstown. An error by Williamstown hands it back, so we're even. And that's what we're seeing there. There is feeling in this game. It means a lot. Those guys are loving it.
Yep.
The people behind us, the Williamstown supporters, well, they're a little bit nervous right now. They can see that Frankston are right in this footy game.
New Year, same old loud Can Hill.
Oh, we love the pod.
It's good to see that some things never change.
And it is just about packed over there, as you can see on your screen, as the umpire slams down a perfect bounce. One down by Smith, who's gone into the ruck, taken away by Murphy. He goes to half forward. Look out if they get another one here. Getting a hand pass away was Noons, who's gone forward. O'Leary fired it back to Minot. He'll get it back. Goes left and right again. That's the second time with the shake and bake. Kicks inside 50. It'll be a little bit hot. And Minton Connell will be happy to see it roll over the line.
Welcome to the VFL, Josh Brown. He's been absolutely twisted and turned and put into a blender. Some player is Josh Brown, but I think that's one of those that you can't really do too much about.
Had a nightmare season last year playing in the West Coast team that got absolutely poleaxed with no help. As we see Riley put it on the outside of the boot and miss to the right. Margin back to 15 points. But yeah, it is different football. Smaller grounds here in Victoria than there is in WA, so it will be a lot more physical.
O'Dwyer plays one. Max Williams coming in from a long way back. Couldn't get anything on it. Frankston back inside 50! Straight to the chest of Noah Gown, who led hard at that ball. took it on the chest, and has a chance to bring this game back to single digits.
Just having a nice little moment here, Frankston. And Gown, oh, this is well within his wheelhouse.
Former Essendon AFL listed, was drafted with pick 60 in 2018.
He played about 4 games, if I remember correctly.
Williamstown and Sandringham since then. In moves Noah Gown, right-footed, and just away to the left. Was that at AFL level you were? I
could be wrong.
I don't think he's ever played at AFL level.
I may remember him kicking a bag in a pre-season game. That might be what sticks in the memory.
I've got him down as never playing at the top level.
I think he must have kicked 4 in a community series game or something like that. That really made him think, hey, they've got something here. And then 2 years later, he's gone. As the kick goes back inside 50 from Smith, and here he is again, but he's dropped the mark this time. Noah Gown clearing ball, and look at them sweep out of defence. Gadsby, Downey puts it back into the path of Gadsby again. Quick onto the boot, tumbles it to half forward. Dolphins with the numbers back here, slipping but able to get rid of the ball quickly there. Looked like Reedy. He's a bit slow to get up behind the play. Keep an eye on that. And Triffett managed to slow it down. It's Jacko Voss who's, his feet went out from under him as he tried to turn. Just a bit of a stinger there, I think. And for those that don't know, that is a sore spot that eases off pretty quickly.
Thrown back in. Smith against Downey. Downey winning it. To get their minor. Couldn't quite. Back the other way come the Seagulls. Spearing ball towards half forward. Finds Ebbinger, who will wheel onto the right boot. Looking for the tall timber up forward. It was overcooked in the end. Out of play for a boundary throw in.
Big couple of minutes coming up here. 22 gone in the third quarter. 7 or 8 minutes you'd think to go.
Still time.
Plenty of time
to make a play. Downey looking to move Smith out of the way. Danger not dealt with from a Frankston point of view. Gadsby couldn't take it cleanly. Handball short for Gray. He was caught. Strong tackle. Halt his progress. Blake Coleman. And we'll have it thrown up.
Been well held tonight, Blake Coleman. Waiting for him to cut loose at some stage, but Tyson Milne's got him covered. This will be tied up despite the best efforts of, I think that is the ultimate in and under player there. In fact, it was Nick Burke who was working hard under that pack. Downey gets in, got a hand pass out. Fordham shrugged one tackle, fed the hand pass out to Triffett. Inside 50, McLaughlin had a couple of goes at it, couldn't hang on. Gray got a hand pass back. Clearing kick came from Barlow into the middle of the ground. Hitting it with pace is Mitten Connell. Ran into a brick wall and had to fire the hand pass out. Was Noons dealt with unfairly. Umpire said that was okay. Ebbinger in the right spot from the kick off the ground by Paulson. He's a little bit too far out to score here, I think, Nick Ebbinger. Frankston trying to fill the hole. He sets it up towards full forward. And the Dolphins do have it covered, but the chest mark was put down there by Barlow. Came out towards half back. Bombing it on the boot is Seb Quirk and just says, go and get it, boys.
Williamstown well structured back there. Go out wide as putting the pressure on for Frankston was Berg. Williamstown set it long up towards the 50. Ellison couldn't bring it down, then fights for the ball. Cox over the top of it as well. Not able to reel it in as we'll have it thrown up right on the paint of 50.
Stainthorpe a little bit proppy coming out of that contest. He'll run that off as well.
Corey Ellison last to get up. And down by Downey. As Frankston help it away. Gadsby's interested, will hit it hard and get there. Sends one high, spiralling into the air. No one able to bring it down. Broke kindly for Murphy, was wrapped up immediately and was caught holding the ball.
I was blindsided there, didn't see the handball.
Poulsen sends it inside 50. Big pack of players, gets out the back. Is there a chance? Trying to soccer it off the deck there was Josh Brown. Couldn't make the most of it. Scrubby little ball from McLaughlin. Brown wrapped up in the tackle. Frankston have it back. Can they get it away from danger? They're hemmed up in their back pocket. And that's a kick that was touched on the way, so they don't quite get the instant relief. Now they will, with Tom Murphy at half back.
It was wonderful work by Milne to extract that football right next to the behind post, and now he gets rewarded with the follow-up possession. Puts it out wide, running hard is Butland to get on the end of it. Marks in front of Parks. Josh Butland at half-back. Now there's a whistle, and there's a free kick being paid off the ball for high contact. Didn't see where it was. It's about 40 metres off the ball, and he had to give it away. And now, look out, because Lockie Reedy has run straight through the protected area, and from a ball that is safely in Frankston's hands, a turnover free kick, a 50-metre penalty, and what looks like a simple set shot coming up to Luke Parks.
A couple of moments of really ill discipline. It looks like a short 50, to be fair.
It's only about 35. He's been a bit nice there, but Luke Parks still should be kicking the goal, and this is game number 26, and it would be his first. Luke Parks, that's why he hasn't kicked one. He is lucky to score. Back to the pocket, mate.
What's the phrase? Once a backman, always a backman.
Back to the defence. A let-off for Frankston right there late in the third quarter. Margin is 15.
Back in. George Gray. He will play on. Sends it up towards the wing. Max Williams in the pack, off his hands, unable to bring it down. Pack of players over the ball. Dana watching on, made a move for it. Gatsby applying the tackle over the top. That won't be going anywhere. 27.25 minutes gone in the third, so not too long left in what is known as the Premiership quarter. Williamstown make one final play. Broke kindly for Cam Poulsen, who sends it inside 50. Numbers with the Dolphins, but you wouldn't count Williamstown out here. Clever tap from Ellison to Toner. Spin it inside 50. And Ebbinger takes the mark. Wonderfully done from both Ellison and Toner to help set up Williamstown's number 26.
Yeah, it was the turnover that got them. Frankston was on the break. They backed themselves to win the football, Tomo Owens, and when it was turned over, there was just nothing he could do because Ebbinger was back there all on his own.
24 goals in 20 games last year for Nick Ebbinger. Straight out in front. Right-footed ball, made the umpire work, and made the umpire work too much.
Well, they've been kicking so well tonight, and that's a couple of simple shots that they've given away late in this third quarter. George Gray charges out of defence. Lovely kick to O'Leary, who copped one for his trouble there as Brown tried to get his mitt on the ball. But O'Leary change his mind and go backwards to Murphy. In fact, that is Gray, who's come back up from fullback. Lovely kick again. That's two beauties in a row from Georgie Gray. And the Dolphins can build through Barlow. Bullseye to Moran. Swings around onto the right boot. Can he find a target as well? It's in to full forward. There's a big bump off the play, and it's a Dolphins free kick. Colby Naina was knocked out of the contest, not given the chance to go for that mark. And this is a massive kick as we tick towards the half-hour mark. He's only kicked 3 goals in his VFL career, which is at game number 31 tonight. Played midfield and defence for a fair bit of that. As he comes in and hangs it out to the right as well. That stings.
Massive missed opportunity there from Colby Naynor. A couple of players in Luke Parks and Colby Naynor with low goal totals, and with what they've produced, it's easy to see why. Stoddart plays on. Takes as much of a march as is allowed. Off hands. Looking to charge through, and doing it well there was Joel Fitzgerald. Sends it up to half forward. Position A1 Minor, who takes the mark in front. Another former AFL listed bomber. Another one who didn't break through. He goes short with the kick. 15-point margin as we move toward three-quarter time. Right now with Tyson Mill, who again finds Trent Minor.
They love doing this, Frankston, just trying to pick their way through, hanging on to possession.
They just need to make sure that
they don't run out of time.
And also that they don't try and be too precise. As it's sent up towards half forward. No one able to take the mark. Owens crumbing. High ball towards the forwards, but also right towards Josh Brown, who took the mark.
And he goes short to Paulson, not 15. It was O'Dwyer who was involved, received it from Brown. Got it back. Barlow had a couple of goes, couldn't hang on. McLaughlin asking for deliberate against Mill. Umpire says toss it in over your head. 31 and a half, so this quarter has ticked longer than the previous ones. 6 goals have been kicked in the term. Bit of cramp for Barlow as O'Leary gave it off to Reedy. It's going to end up through the hands of Murphy now to O'Leary. Barlow doesn't really want it, even though he's standing here short. He wants to get a rub down at three-quarter time, and now he'll have the chance to do that. We've got a game of footy on right here. Frankston.
It's break clear as Cox. He was caught high. Gives it on the overlap for Cam Paulson. Up towards Ebbinger, just outside 50. Was under pressure from Gray, but took the mark under duress. Ebbinger wheels around towards the top of the square. Brodie McLaughlin's there. He was unable to mark. Williamstown still a chance. Strong tackle from Voss. It was a great tackle from Jackson Voss, who wrapped him up holding the ball. He gets it forward for Trent Minor, and the Dolphins are away.
The kick came up towards half-back, where it's in the hands there of Stainthorpe. Sorry, it was
Moran.
Sorry, Ollie Moran, the other debutant. Now Naina and Gray. Hopefully everything's all good there. As Gray kicks inside 50. Downey couldn't quite bring the ball down. He did everything but. Solid contest at ground level, umpire says my ball. Just looking for James Cousins, who had a horrible run with injuries last year. Didn't spot him in the third quarter, didn't touch the football, so hopefully he hasn't done something else again as the ball goes out of bounds on the full off the boot of Colby Naynor. He had 18 at half-time and he's still got 18 now, so a little bit of a concern there for Williamstown as O'Dwyer puts the kick out to half-back. Mitten Connell couldn't quite hang on. Ball spills free and Mitten Connell gets on the run. There's a holding free kick and no advantage taken. It's coming back to Fordham. It was downfield, in fact. Moving it quickly here, and it gets to Downey.
Downey, one more for Toner, who spilled the mark. Goes underground with the handball, that was smart. Looking to shrug it off as Paulson did well. Collier Dawkins, get it back to Williamstown's number 5, who was trying to shrug off Colby Naynor, who then had Nick Burke across to help him out. Margin still at 15 points. We've seen a few undisciplined free kicks given away. Frankston get one this time as Naynor spirals one high. Sat it on the head of Lockie Reedy, who marked. Works on short if he wants. Doesn't look like Lockie Reedy does. And will go much further afield. Gets it inside 50 towards Marotta. Noah Gown out the back, couldn't quite get to the ball. Philpott back there, got the handball short to Gadsby. Another whistle. And it will be a trip. It will go to Williamstown. The ball across the face will find Joel Fitzgerald. And one further on will go to Harry Minton-Connell.
Now it's with Stoddart. Chips it across the half-back line. Mark was dropped by Fordham, but he was good enough to shrug the first tackle. Now has to go with a clearing ball across the half-back line to no one in particular. Tapped on by Grant, and then the hand pass inboard by Nunes. Solid hip and shoulder put on there by Fitzgerald, who's got the tape around his head after that contest in the third quarter.
He's impressed me as Joel Fitzgerald. He's done some nice things down back for Williamstown.
He was a star at Essendon. They'd be disappointed to lose him.
A few shrewd acquisitions from Justin Plapp and his team.
Ball back into play. Downey won it. Trying to burrow through was Cox. Got a hand pass out to Minton-Connell. Delayed free kick. Paulson's pass was chopped off by Barlow. Gray brought down by Toner. Wonderful tackle. And it'll be thrown up, and just to raise the concerns of the yellow and blue faithful watching at home, you are playing with only 4 on the bench, so it looks like James Cousins has had another mischief, which would be horrible news. We'll try and find out if we can.
And it might well have dragged that one in. Umpire was lenient as he was wrapped up by Riley Collier-Dawkins, but what a shame for James Cousins. He's been so injury ravaged. You just want to see him have a clean bill of health, and it's not looked like he's started the year with that. Gadsby under O'Leary pressure.
Certainly can't spot him on the bench even at the back unless he's back into his civvies.
Top of the ball is Gray. He's wrapped up by Toner. It took a short while, but then moved in and crossed the arms. Still well poised, this one. Frankston could do with the next one. Downey once, then twice, but the handball away. Reedy intercepting, and he was caught across the face. So it's a free kick for Lucky Reedy. Had a lovely goal in the third term. Sends one down the line. Gown was held, and that's the easiest free kick that the umpire might spot all season. He's run after the ball. Noah Gown has had to move on with things. And there's plenty flooding forward in red, white and black for Noah Gown to try and pick out. He's called to go. Sets it up for the Flyers to have a run at it. Marotta did. He wasn't needed. Is there a free kick there? There is for a push.
Yeah, the umpire side on the contest called play on and let it go, but the one with the closest view to what we had was quite clear in saying that was front on and unrealistic contact, so a clear free kick.
It's Angus Grant for Frankston, who will go back and try and steer this one through. Didn't trouble the scorers in 6 VFL games last year. Straight out in front. Frankston could do with this, and he's missed. And that one's been left on the kitchen floor.
Yeah, you can't be missing those if you want to beat a team like Williamstown. 7-10, and they've probably left about 5 out there, I reckon. Willie's given them a couple back. Long kick back in to the hill side of the ground. Wonderful mark by McLaughlin, who turned around and played on straight away. Sent the kick up forward to Rich. Had a good start with an early goal. Haven't seen a lot of him since, Corey Rich. Plays on and drives it up towards half forward. No mark able to be taken there. Coming through, Barlow got dispossessed, and it was a legal disposal. So Blake Coleman, who has been basically unsighted all night, goes short and gets it to Rich, who plays onto the right boot, drives it up towards full forward, and that's a good mark by Josh Smith, back with the flight of the ball.
Smith had an option short in Murphy. Murphy for Mill. Found Nunes. A couple of names synonymous with St Kilda. Quirk on the overlap. Sends them just inside 50. Gown was caught in between the middle of a couple, as Williamstown will try and get it clear. Dump kick. Took a bounce on right angles, it's deliberate.
I think that was just a dump kick out of defence, and it happened to swing the wrong way.
Sent inside 50 from Moran. And there was a Dolphin unfairly dealt with in the pack, and Noah Gown.
I'm not going to argue with that one.
You think have to steer this one through, and again it was a easy one there for the umpire to pick out.
It was a massive shove, and well, he made sure the umpire saw it, arms and legs flying everywhere, but I don't think there's any disagreements from the Williamstown supporters on that.
2 goals, 1 from 7 disposals for Noah Gown up to this point.
He's got no choice. If he wants to win this game, he kicks this goal.
Moves in, Noah Gown. Frankston's number 1 on the runway. And he has steered it home. The pod is alive. The Dolphins are alive. It's back to 8 points.
Tell you what, now they just have to believe. People might think that we're kicking Frankston on here. We're certainly not. It's a wonderful game of football. They're putting up a wonderful fight, and Williamstown desperately now trying to hang on. They've made a couple of mistakes in defence.
And I tell you what, in reference to that last call, I think Danny Ryan wasn't too particular with us calling the Canhill the pod last year. Hopefully he's watching on, and hopefully he's well, and hopefully Jackson Kornberg is more happier with it.
Well, I'm still going to call it that because they call it that.
Some name, isn't it?
Yeah, my word. He'll be up in Queensland, Port Melbourne, playing Southport tomorrow as Fordham breaks away. He's become the leading ball winner on the ground now, would you believe? Got a hand pass off. Now it came to Triffett. Fed it through traffic. Coleman left it behind. Rich did the same thing. They are feeling the pressure here, the Seagulls. Coleman tumbled a kick towards full forward. Taken by Stainthorpe, who tumbled a kick out. Only as far as Fordham. Had to be smart, was smart. And he's hit the target deep in the shadows near the social club.
Is it Petrick?
Might be Jovan Petrick. As he comes in from 45 metres out. He likes it. It is Josh Brown. He liked it. The goal umpire didn't, and that's the one that mattered. His first score in the VFL is a behind. The margin is 9. Williamstown need a goal, and they need it now.
Momentum with the Dolphins. One for Williamstown, might break them though. Come towards the wing. Flyers come. No one able to take the mark, and no one really stayed down as it was seen over the line, closely attended to by Josh Brown. Good to see Aidan Bonner in attendance too here tonight. Of course, Williamstown signed after he was axed off North Melbourne's list, out with injury.
A couple of weeks away with a quad, 1 to 2 on their injury list, so they'll see him soon enough.
Tackle was applied there by Owens. There's a whistle for a throw, and will go the Dolphins' way. Tomo Owens, who gave the handball short to Milne under a little bit of pressure as Ellison closed. Kick up towards half forwards. Great mark from Marotta. The Canhill sense that this could be on. Marotta sends it inside 50. Wasn't his best kick. Spoiled towards the boundary line by Fitzgerald. It'll be thrown in. Frankston looking to hem the Dolphins in, and the Seagulls in rather, and Williamstown looking to just get it clear.
Very well done by Joel Fitzgerald, just kept it calm. And this weekend, or last night in particular, celebrating Spud. And there was a golden fist as Greiser lays the tackle there on Riley. Connor Riley, of course, missing tonight for Frankston as well. Toner, hand pass partially smothered, gets it back on the overlap from Parks. His kick will be close to the boundary line. Was there holding? Did it stay in? No on both counts. Philpott would have been away because O'Leary was done for. So another little thing going in favour of Frankston there. Downey thumps it back down. Good stretch, high tackle. He just dropped the shoulder at the right time there, Trent Minot, didn't he? To earn that free off his old mate Will Fordham. Swings onto the right boot, spears it to the hot spot. Here comes Gown over his head. Oh, it's Marotta at the back, in fact. Can't get there. Pressure being put on. And it's the Seagulls who are going to come away. Gadsby tumbles it to half-back. And it's going to be a ball up on 50. Frankston in attack.
Smith into the rock. Downey with the fist. Gadsby with the handball to the outer side and will get it back from Toner. He was pushed as he kicked, more height than distance. But enough to trouble the 15 as Ebinger takes the mark. Goes onto the right boot, looks for Rich. He couldn't take the mark. O'Leary to pick up the pieces. He pokes one short and on the slide. Able to take the mark there is Burke, who will propel the Dolphins inside 50 towards Noah Gown, who couldn't get to the front of the queue. Marotta roving, looked for the handball short for Johnson, couldn't find him. It's a hot footy to be won. Will break for O'Leary, got the handball back for Burke, who couldn't take it at the third time of asking, but he was caught high by Max Philpott, and this would send Frankston within 3 points of the Seagulls. Nick Burke set to go back here. He's looking for his first goal in red, white and black.
Just 4 in 20 previous games. 1 for Geelong, 19 for Port. 19 games, 3 goals for Port Melbourne.
2 behinds from 3 games in the VFL last year. Sends it on its way. Starts right, coming back. Not far enough and helped through for a behind.
Just a fraction too far for him, wasn't it? Not a big kick, Nick Burke. So Fitzgerald with the job. Can they find the goal? Banged on the boot there. Long kick out of defence. Might have been Collier Dawkins. Chance now for Frankston to fire it back in, and they do through Owens. Inside 50 it goes. Almost the mark to Nainer. He juggled it. Couldn't hang on. Parks got rid of the handball. Fumble at the crucial stage by Triffett. Put himself and his teammates under the pump. Toner with a wonderful hand pass out. Cox sends it long. Up to the middle of the ground. Great work by Gray to make the spoil there on, I think that was McLaughlin. Coming through to half-back there. Gray getting back on it is Ellison. He makes the tackle. Turning inboard was Cox, back towards Ellison. He couldn't pick it up cleanly. Sliding in to lay the tackle is Toner. It's not coming out of there now. The umpire is circling, and he's pinging. Dragged it in, Dolphins free kick, and Maxi Williams is going to get it.
Maxi Williams off the back of 10 games last year for the Dolphins. Sends it down the line, and it's a horrid kick. One he'd want back.
Here's the opening for Williamstown.
Chipping ball short to the chest of Toner. Just look to sap a bit of the energy out of the Dolphins by keeping hold of it for now, and now they'll send it long with Toner in towards the pocket. Flyers come, no mark, looking to make an impact on it. Gray, he lost out, tackle at ground level, and the umpire will cross the arms and say, give it to me. Big moment in the game, this. Ellison into the rock as it's working out for Williamstown, and out of the congestion it was through for a behind. From number 3, Corey Rich, who already has a goal to his name.
So Gray brings it back inboard, gets it to Smith. Or was it Stainthorpe? It was, in fact. Out to Minot. He'll go short. Deliberately working it around the half-back line. This one is Smith. Goes long down the wing in front of the expectant crowd. Hooked back towards Coleman. Moran did well. Kick forward there by Reedy. Inside 50 it goes. Nicely trapped by Minton Connell. Wonderful work. Got it across to Coleman. Fed the hand pass through quickly. Dispossessed was Ellison. Good work O'Leary. Gadsby threw it on the boot. Fraction wide. Out of bounds on the full despite Ebbinger's protestations.
Well, dangerous kick from Gray. Could be turnover time. Minor able to take it with him as Brown tried to tap it on into space. Kick up towards half forward. Strong mark. Held on to from Jack Nooms, who will get Frankston back inside 50 up towards Trent Marotta. No mark. Could squirm out the back. A good tackle on the last line of defence from Riley Stoddart, who did that on the other side of the fence, wearing the red, white and black last year. Needed to make the play there. Grant into the ruck. Fitzgerald snapping it around the body. It's a high ball. Gadsby camped underneath it. Likewise Ebbinger, spoiled away by O'Leary, who looks to get to work. Ebbinger sends the kick away and out of bounds on the full.
Take it, Mark Ollie.
If the ball's flying towards me, there'll only be one thing I'll be doing, and that's taking evasive action. I'm not athletically...
No golden fists.
I'm not athletically gifted. No way.
Well, neither am I, mate. Neither am I.
Here's Tane Barlow. Pack of players at the top of the goal square. Barlow towards the pocket. Is there a mark there? There is, but not by someone wearing red, white and black. It was well held by Joban Petrick, who's gone back.
And he will hold it up as long as the umpire allows him to. It's 9 points the margin. We're ticking into time on of the final quarter. Ebbinger went to ground. Trying to sweep through was Gray. Ebbinger recovered and laid a terrific tackle. Got the ball as well. It'll be thrown up right in front of our broadcast position. Next goal, well, it's stating the bleeding obvious to say how important it is. Toner's kick hugs the boundary line. Ellison takes the mark. Well, the Seagull fans have an argument there as Ellison was dumped into the fence. And he's taking some time to get himself upright here. Maybe a bit of cramp, I think.
For what it's worth, Frankston were 1-3 in games that were decided by under a goal last season. So not great in the clutch situations last year.
Noah Gadsby sets it long in towards the forward region. Big fist kills it from Stainthorpe. And he's done some nice things. Hasn't had a lot of the ball, but some nice things nonetheless from Kyle Stainthorpe tonight. Almost took one of the all-time great round one marks.
One of the all-time great marks, full stop, I reckon.
You're not supposed to fly that high so early, are you? Ellison left it behind. Gray fired it on the boot. Sent it out towards half-back. Toner wrapped up, shrugged the tackle, however. Got it back to Fitzgerald. His is floating towards the line, and Triffett sees it over. It'll be a throw-in. 21.5 gone. 9 points the lead for the Seagulls.
One goal for Williamstown, you think does it?
Yeah, definitely.
And
They only need one.
Even without that, Frankston is still going to be very good from here. Throwing back in, Grant into the ruck, lost out to Jovan Petrick. Handball came across. Chance for Brown to load it inside 50. That he does. Back there is Josh Smith to take the intercept mark. Senses the urgency. Looks for his number 15 in Tyson Mill. Squirts out the back. Strong tackle there from Colby Nainer. Boundary line saving the Seagulls.
Big move that happened, I think, probably in the third quarter was Barlow went to Ellison and he certainly quietened him down. Massive presence Corey Ellison's been in 3 quarters tonight.
Patrick battling with Marotta as Williamstown break clear. Kick inside 50. Big lead at the ball. Brodie McLaughlin, the former Dolphin, with perhaps the chance to ice it against his former club.
I don't think they could want it in better hands, could they?
I wouldn't think so.
It'd be a massive kick. Man on the mark sitting at 47 metres out from goal.
Brodie McLaughlin, who kicked 93 goals in 44 coming into tonight, has 2 already on the evening. A third would surely seal it. From outside 50, gives it a run, it's offline, still in play and out of bounds for a throw-in deep in the forward pocket for Williamstown, who have the ball where they want it.
So, this is the moment for the Seagulls. Can they put these plucky Dolphins away and set themselves on their way to chase that top 4 berth? Downey wanted to ground, trying to feed his way through there was Murphy. Seagull fans trying to kick their team home. You can hear in the background, Downey once again taken by Murphy, threw it on the boot, fired it up towards the wing. Was there a shove? Umpire paid the mark to Parks. He's on the defensive side of the wing. Luke Parks sets it back towards half forward, looking for Downey. Floating in from the side was Petrick. Downey with a hand pass over the top. Getting involved was Murphy. Toner, hardly any room to move. Dumps it inside 50, floating in McLaughlin. Almost took the mark, tumbled a kick towards goal. Oh! That is out of this world! To win the game. Well, Ollie, that's from your game. That is straight out of your game. Brodie McLaughlin sent it into the goal square, and the goal has been banged home. It was so quick, we didn't spot it.
Great play from Brodie McLaughlin in amongst it all to help set it up. You think that's got to be the sealer. Josh Brown is first in the league. Welcome to the VFL.
He came in so quickly, Josh Brown, but the cross and the tap in. How brilliant was that? Like, soccer fans will be thinking, oh, we do that all the time, but in footy, that is spectacular in a close game.
So Williamstown probably home. Frankston have to be perfect. Smith, Gray, handball across, found Murphy, who goes inside 50, looking for Gown, couldn't quite find him, hits the deck. Ball won't be coming out of there. 25 and a half gone. Williamstown with the champagne on ice and probably preparing to crack open the cork. Smith in the ruck, won the tap down. Ball still up for grabs. Williamstown players with arms out wide, wanting a free kick. They won't be getting one. Not sure it's going to matter all that much at this point, though.
Is there some Dolphin magic?
We've seen it here before, but even this looks beyond them.
They need to kick 3 goals, and they've probably got about 5 minutes, I would think, to do it. Downey wanted to ground. Trying to get through was Fordham. Wonderful hand pass up. Clearing kick. Came to the middle of the ground. McLaughlin has stood up right when he was needed the most. Puts it into the half-forward line. Tracking it back, Moran. Left the football behind. Petrick slaps it into the path of Toner. Getting there was Murphy or Gray. He got dispossessed. Taken by Ellison. He got dispossessed. Now he comes back in and lays the tackle. And the umpire will toss it up about 35 metres out from the Williamstown goal.
Just under 27 played. Williamstown with the ball where they want it. Smith won it down against Downey. Ball still in pursuit. Handball back. Ebbinger. Quick snap out of the congestion. Breaks kindly for Williamstown. Back for Gadsby. Around the corner to seal it! The great Gadsby finishes the job for Williamstown, once and for all.
The big moments, eh? The big moments when Williamstown needed a hero. They had 2.
Even the Dolphins won't run them down now. As good as they've been in orchestrating the most amazing comebacks, Williamstown are home and hosed, and they will return back to Point Gellibrand with the 4 points in their back pocket.
Oh, and thoroughly deserved. They've shown exactly why they're a premiership contender here. they've come down at a ground that, even though Frankston usually doesn't win a lot of games, they are very, very hard to beat at this place. And Williamstown have stared down the absolute greatest challenge that Frankston could throw at them, and they've answered with a couple of blinders to finish it off.
Bridesmaids 5 years ago, you wouldn't back them. I know it's early, but you wouldn't bet against them going to the grand final again if they keep playing like this.
Downey got it across to Collier Dawkins. RCD to half forward. Juggled effort, not the mark to Ellison. Ebinger's kick was smothered. Tumble out of defence. Naina dumps it up to the wing. Good spoil put on there by Riley on Greiser. Sees it over the boundary line. So, yeah. And this will make it 21 and a half wins in the past 23 matches between these two teams for Williamstown. There's been some close ones, there's been some bad ones, but the Dollies are on the right track. Clearing kick to half forward there from Quirk, who's been their best. Is intercept marked by one of the better players on the ground in Harry Minton-Connell. And it's an opening win to the Williamstown Seagulls.